a mysterious death of a young man who stepped out of his house for just a few minutes. And 2 days later, his body was found in a neighboring village, in the back seat of his own car. Don't miss out. What happened? And who is the woman found beside him in the car? This is Psychic Investigations, a channel of incredible real-life stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate mysterious paranormal phenomena and unsolved criminal cases. The tragedy occurred in a small village near the Romanian border. Hana Shkiria is a mother of 6, raising her children alone. 2 years ago, her eldest son, Volodymyr, received a phone call late at night. He stepped out and never returned.
He got a call, got dressed, and rushed out.
When, an hour later, his family couldn't reach him, they immediately knew something had happened.
If he said he'd be gone for an hour or two, he always came back on time or called to say he'd be late or staying longer.
Volodymyr was the eldest son, and so he had to grow up quickly. At 19, he went to work in the Czech Republic to support his large family.
He was a good guy, very bright.
He was the oldest. The kids listened to him. They waited for him to come back from work abroad like they waited for their father.
Volodymyr returned to Ukraine several times a year. It was during one of these visits that he disappeared.
He was on the phone for a long time. Then he said, "Okay, I'm going." I asked, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'll be right back." Those were his last words.
Volodymyr Shkiria's body was found on the 3rd day after his disappearance in the back seat of his own car in a neighboring village, on the grounds of the local market.
He stopped answering calls on Wednesday night. The market operates twice a week. Vendors found his body when they returned to work.
They found him on Friday.
According to his family, the police announced the cause of death immediately after examining the body.
Volodymyr Shkiria died from acute carbon monoxide poisoning.
They didn't take fingerprints or samples.
But the family insists they saw injuries on his body.
It looked like he'd been strangled with a baton or maybe a towel.
At the funeral, all his fingers were blue.
They also saw blood on the back seat of the car.
There was a large stain. There was no investigation, just a conclusion. But how is this possible?
I believe he was murdered.
We heard his money went missing.
To find out how her son died, Hana Shkiria turned to the psychics for help.
I'm just existing, like a zombie.
She cries every day and goes to the cemetery. She believes he was tortured.
2 of the strongest psychics on our project, Hala Polishchuk and Australian medium Jake Ryder, take up the case.
I feel cold. There's a sense that a woman is involved, and I hear the word betrayal. I can't yet say how it connects, though.
When I look at this photo, I hear gunshots. And I keep seeing crosses.
The victim's mother waits for the psychics at the market, where her son's body was found. Today is a day off for vendors, so the stalls are empty.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Hala.
My name's Hana.
I'm Jake. When I tune into Volodymyr's death, I feel freezing cold. It's like he's wearing 2 pairs of trousers.
Yes, he was. Sweatpants and jeans over them.
I feel drawn to stop right here. It's like I'm in the back seat of a car.
Yes, he was found on the back seat.
Sitting like this, leaning against the seat.
He was seated, leaning back, his head tilted forward slightly to the right. It looked like he was sleeping.
There's a female energy in the car.
Dark hair, round face, around 30, something like that.
There were two bodies in the car. Volodymyr Shkiria, born in 1984, and Snezhana Maser, born in 1989.
I didn't know her at all. I didn't even know he knew her.
According to the official police version, both Snezhana Maser and Volodymyr Shkiria died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
They hadn't known each other very long.
The family always needed money. So when Volodymyr came home, he never missed a chance to earn and occasionally worked as a taxi driver and had regular clients. It turns out he met the woman through his work.
We were celebrating my son's 6th birthday. Volodymyr drove us to the cafe. Then, about 2 weeks later, they were found. I was shocked. I didn't know they were in touch.
According to her family, Snezhana went to the store and never returned. At home, her 3-year-old son and teenage brother were waiting. Snezhana Maser's relatives also came to meet the psychics today.
We want to know the real reason. Who did this and why?
I don't understand what it is, but there's something with the woman's nose.
According to the police, there were no ante-mortem injuries on Snezhana Maser's body or face.
There was blood on her nose.
But what does that mean? Was Snezhana beaten before her death? But who did it?
Maybe it's some kind of business. I'm not sure. Their relationship is too strange. I'm sorry, but my snake, Ambriella, is telling me she's cold and needs to be taken to a warm car. This isn't Australia. We're close to the border, aren't we?
Yes, the Romanian border is just nearby.
There's a road near the market that leads to the customs checkpoint at the Romania-Ukraine border. It's about 100 or 150 meters from the market.
Some locals earn money by smuggling goods across the border and selling them at nearby markets.
I see bundles like bales, some kind of raw material.
Those could be blocks of cigarettes.
Some kind of deal was being arranged. Someone was trying to convince him.
Volodymyr only visited Ukraine a few times a year. Smuggling wouldn't have been worth the risk. He had a legal work visa in the Czech Republic. If caught by Border Patrol, he'd lose it immediately.
I sense a man, maybe a guard or a policeman, but I don't see a uniform. He was walking around the car. What's located over there?
There's a guard booth.
I can't tell who he is, but he came here and walked around the car. Maybe he saw or heard something.
We found out that on the second day after Snezhana and Volodymyr disappeared, his car was already parked at the market. We began interrogating the locals. It's quite possible the man described by the psychics was the market guard, Vasya.
I sense something bad happened to that man.
Yes, the guard was found dead.
The locals found Vasya Palinkash's body near the roadside, close to the market where he worked.
The market guard, possibly a witness to the crime, is dead. Is this an incredible coincidence? Or was someone silencing a witness to a double murder?
There's someone here who knew him well.
His son is here.
It turns out the guard's family still doesn't know how he died.
They found him dead. They say a car hit him, but no car was found, no one, nothing. I don't know what to think.
I see him walking along the road, and a car behind him. He wasn't very alert. Maybe he was tipsy. He was walking, deep in thought, and the car came from behind.
Turns out, on the last day of his life, Vasya had been at his relative's birthday party and drank quite a bit.
I don't believe the guard was involved in this case. His death isn't connected to the deaths of the young people.
If the guard knew something or witnessed the double murder, why would the killers wait a whole year?
So, are these 3 deaths truly unrelated? Then what really happened to Volodymyr and Snezhana?
You felt something terrible, didn't you? As if he was leaving you. A horrifying feeling.
I felt awful, like I was being cut into pieces. I was at work, on a night shift as a guard. I didn't sleep at all. It felt like I was being torn apart. I could feel he was being killed.
We need to sort it out. Let's try to figure this out, okay? Even though I know how hard it is.
I feel your son's spirit wants to reach out to me. But for that, I need to go to his grave.
Jake, I'd like to understand why this happened to him. Maybe I should visit the house where he lived.
Yes, of course, I agree.
Since her son's death, Hannah's health has deteriorated. Her daughter, Olesia, accompanies her in case she needs help. Jake Ryder visits the cemetery with Volodymyr's brother Roman and sister Yaroslava.
Was the child sick or something? I feel shortness of breath.
Yes, it was carbon monoxide poisoning.
Like a stove. Something emitting smoke? Like the stove smoked up or something?
The family doubts the police version that Volodymyr died from carbon monoxide poisoning. But it turns out something similar happened before. When he was 4, he was left home alone. His mother lit the stove but forgot to open the flue. She went to work, and when she returned, her son was nearly unconscious. He was saved by a miracle.
Your brother's spirit says you're blaming someone for his death. Is that true?
Our neighbor.
The whole village says she's involved somehow.
The woman in question lives in the same village and has a husband and child. But how could she be connected to Volodymyr's death?
Volodymyr's phone contained romantic messages with a woman listed as Dasha. It turned out the number belonged to his acquaintance, Olena.
The locals say Olena and Volodymyr were lovers, but she denies even knowing him.
No, I didn't know him. He wasn't around. I never saw him.
He's asking me to tell you, it's not her. It's not her. Don't blame her. She's not involved in his death.
After questioning the locals, we confirmed Olena had an alibi. The night Volodymyr and Snezhana disappeared, she was at home. Her family and neighbors confirm it.
During the investigation, I kept seeing a triangle. It was likely a love triangle. At one point, I saw a man. Snezhana may have had a serious relationship with him. An older man, older than her at least. They had a close relationship. Maybe they had a child together.
She had a child from him, but he didn't marry her.
The man in question is Snezhana's former lover. He left her as soon as he learned she was pregnant.
He himself may not have served time, but people around him have. He commands them.
People say he's involved in drugs, smuggling them across the border.
So could this have been revenge, driven by jealousy? Was Snezhana's former lover involved in the deaths of both her and Volodymyr?
Snezhana's relatives say that after he left her pregnant, they never saw each other again. He started a family and moved away from the village.
There were no threats from him. He began his own family life.
She had an adventurous spirit. She was married, but she had other relationships, other connections. I don't think her husband really knew about them.
Snezhana's husband was away on seasonal work. He wasn't home.
She had many admirers. She was beautiful. A lot of men wanted her attention.
The villagers say Snezhana sometimes cheated on her husband. But could he have had anything to do with her death?
When she died, he was abroad. He came back, and like anyone grieving, he drowned himself in alcohol. Then he left for Kiev to work.
I don't know how to explain it, but I hear bangs like shooting. Was there shooting? I'm seeing bullets now.
It's hard to believe, but who could be shooting in the cemetery?
They shot at the photo. Were there as many bullets as his age?
Yes.
This wasn't random vandalism, it was an explosion of emotion, hatred.
One day, when his mother visited the grave, she found his photo riddled with bullet holes. Nearby were casings and pellets from an air pistol. There were 27 of them, exactly the age Volodymyr was when he died.
I thought, no, I won't leave this. So I took the photo and went to the police.
The police opened a criminal case for vandalism, but the perpetrators remain unidentified.
It was a man who still loves Snezhyana. He can't forgive himself for not protecting her, and for some reason he blames Volodymyr for her death.
There are two houses on the property. The old one, where the family lived, and the new one Volodymyr was building for himself to start his own family there.
I'd like to go inside and work a little, okay? To look around the house. Oh. Now things are becoming clearer. I need to call Jake. Jake! I'm here, in the house Volodymyr was building. I'd like you to come. Jake, do you feel the energy here? There's something connected to a woman. I think we need to return to his personal life and the women in it. The young woman who was in the car with him, I sense she had a family. She was married. There was no love between them.
It felt like an arrangement. They agreed to be physically close.
So were Volodymyr and Snezhyana lovers? And how is that connected to their deaths?
I sense that he truly loved someone, another woman. The woman he was building this house for. The one he promised to bring here.
He betrayed her.
He was found dressed, but something about her. I sense a shoe lying nearby. Something was off.
It's unbelievable. But the psychics felt what Volodymyr's loved ones had refused to believe for 2 years and tried desperately to conceal.
They found a condom there.
The victim's relatives don't want to see the obvious. It's like they're erasing facts with a rubber and rewriting the story, imagining things and living with them.
People just can't believe that someone like Volodymyr, a model son who supported his entire family and raised his younger siblings, could have had a sexual relationship with a married woman. I have something else to say. This wasn't just intimacy, it was betrayal. He was building that house for another woman who was far away.
Hanna long resisted revealing that her son had a fiancée in the Czech Republic.
My son had a girlfriend in the Czech Republic. Her name was Lucia. They were together for about 5 years. He wanted to marry her, but she only wanted to stay in the Czech Republic. He said he'd never live anywhere but his village. He wasn't financially ready to bring her here yet.
A week after Volodymyr's death, a woman began calling the family's landline, speaking in an unfamiliar language. Hanna is convinced it was Lucia. The calls continued daily for a month, but no one in the family spoke Czech, and no one could explain to her that Volodymyr was gone.
My spirits won't let me rest. They're telling me now your son simply suffocated. It was very cold outside, almost like today. They were warming themselves in the car, which was running.
We spoke to the people who found the bodies. They told us something the victims' families had also tried to hide. Was the car running?
No, the ignition was on, but the battery was dead. The fuel had run out. Only the heater was working, then just the fan. Eventually, everything shut down.
The car was old and worn out. I'm sorry.
Volodimir's car was very old. The exhaust pipe had a crack, and the filter hadn't been replaced. With that kind of malfunction, if the car is running but stationary, carbon monoxide can leak into the cabin.
But if Volodymyr and Snezhana truly died from carbon monoxide poisoning, where did the injuries come from? The ones their families insist they saw? The police couldn't determine the exact time of death. But the morning after their disappearance, it snowed, and there was no snow beneath the car.
That means the car arrived at the market on the day Volodymyr and Snezhana disappeared. What the families mistook for injuries may have been post-mortem lividity. While the fuel lasted, the heater kept the car warm, accelerating the process.
But then, where did the blood on the back seat come from?
The blood from the woman's nose could have resulted from a sudden temperature drop. Tiny vessels burst after death.
I'll love him as I always did. Whatever he did, my attitude will never change.
Did a young mother of 2 daughters really commit suicide right at a family celebration? The truth will shock you. The psychics will expose the real killer. Welcome to Psychic Investigations. In this house in a small Ukrainian village, life seems to have stopped since the mother of the family, 33-year-old Marina Timkovich, was found dead at the doorstep of her own home.
The tragedy occurred on March 8th. Marina Timkovich's body was discovered by her husband, Vasil. The woman wearing a nightgown was lying outside the door of her house. A bloody kitchen knife from her home was found nearby. The cause of death was a stab wound to the heart.
The police concluded that Marina committed suicide. They claim she stabbed herself in the heart.
She loved her children very much, and she would never leave them alone.
We're shocked. They're such a diligent family. They have everything in abundance.
The victim's brother, Volodymyr, remembers the day he lost his only sister well.
I remember her tearful and smiling. She visited us in the morning, and I congratulated her on the International Women's Day.
Marina lived in her own house with her husband, Vasil, and their 2 daughters, 16-year-old Nadia and 9-year-old Angelina. In the evening, the whole family gathered to celebrate. Marina's brother and his wife did not join them and stayed to celebrate at home. All the known details come from Vasil's words.
They laid the table in the kitchen.
She prepared everyone's favorites to please them.
That evening, Vasil's relatives came to the Timkovichs for dinner. The hostess stayed to entertain the guests until 10 in the evening, after which she put her younger daughter to bed and went to rest, too.
They said she changed and went to bed.
An hour later, Vasil went outside to smoke and found his beloved wife dead. The family called the police.
The investigator examined the scene. It's a private house. No one can enter the yard that simple.
What happened to the loving wife and mother? Why would she commit suicide if she had no problems in the family or at work? It is also puzzling why the woman went outside only wearing a nightgown. It was rather cold that evening, only 2 degrees above zero, and people were still wearing warm clothes. Is it possible that Marina was taken outside by force?
She wanted to live. She wanted to be with us.
The suicide version indeed looks rather strange. The local priest also disagrees with it.
A knife wound 12 centimeters deep. It can't be suicide. With the permission of the local bishop, I conducted the funeral service anyway.
What kind of strength does one need to stab themselves in the chest 12 centimeters deep? Could Marina really do this herself? To somehow understand the causes of the tragedy, the family hired a lawyer. However, according to him, the police are behaving very strangely and are obstructing an independent investigation.
As a lawyer, I haven't been granted access to the materials to date. Everyone is turning a blind eye.
The police are doing nothing at all.
We are asking the psychics to help us.
Clairvoyant Yaroslava Fedorova took on the investigation of Marina's death. The psychic is already working with the victim's photo.
For some reason, I see a picture of her kneeling, and there's something like a chain around her neck. And next to her, I see a woman with short hair.
The next morning, Olena Kurilova joins the investigation. The psychics share what they have sensed.
A man jumping out of a window is...
Another suicide?
Hold up. Lovers. It's an affair.
Astonishing news. Did Marina really have a lover who committed suicide?
I had a dream of an icon last night, the Last Supper, and I saw Marina sitting at the table. She was surrounded by guests. Next to Marina sat a traitor, just like Judas was next to Jesus.
Does it mean Marina was betrayed? But who betrayed her and how? The psychics go to meet her family, but Marina's husband is currently on a business trip in the Czech Republic.
Hello?
Hello.
My name's Volodymyr. This is Nadia, the daughter of the deceased, and this is my wife, Mariana.
Mariana, pleased to meet you.
Hold this.
Something pushed me right in the shoulder. She's here. Marina. Marina's spirit appeared as soon as we started working. Marina says, thank you for the children. She now calls you mother, Angelina.
Angelina is like my own daughter to me. Right after Marina's death, she asked if she could call me Mom.
The girls no longer have a mother, and their father has to stay away from home for a long time to provide a decent life for his daughters. Currently, Marina's brother, Volodymyr, and his wife, Mariana, care for the sisters.
She says, let her be the mother. She trusts you.
She was a wonderful mother to her children, always doing everything for them.
I see flowers in Marina's hands when she was alive. Red flowers.
She received a gift of a red bouquet.
It turned out that on the day of her death, Marina was given a gorgeous bouquet as a present for March 8th.
What's her husband's name? She loved him a lot.
Her feelings were very strong.
First love for life, and she got married very young.
She was 16.
It's unbelievable. Why would a beautiful woman, a loving mother and wife, stab herself in the heart then?
I see 2 wounds, 2 knives. One is physical, and the other stabs her in the back, like some kind of betrayal. A traitor sat at the table with Marina that evening. That person is related to her death. We need to understand who it is.
Marina, show us. The cards show a love affair between a man and a woman. It's Nadia's father.
And the woman next to her is family.
Marina says it hurts so much, she cries.
A shocking revelation. So, was Marina's life with her husband not so happy after all? Could it be that the unfaithfulness was the reason for the suicide and no one killed Marina? But who is the woman with whom Vasil had an affair?
You all know her.
People said he had an affair with the school principal.
Everyone in the village knew about this principal. She's Angelina's godmother.
Does it mean that Vasil cheated on his wife with the woman Marina trusted so much that she invited her to be her daughter's godmother?
She nurtured a snake in her bosom.
She says she wants us to meet that woman.
The psychics go to the school where Vasil's mistress, Mariana, is the principal.
Hello.
Hello?
The principal won't come out. She doesn't wish to talk to you.
If you're not guilty of anything, you won't need to hide.
Of course.
Their relationship initially was purely professional.
It turned out that 10 years ago, Vasil worked at the school as a manager of the economy, and Mariana was his boss. Perhaps that's when their romance began?
She goes somewhere with him by car.
Yes, they used their car.
I saw them several times. Vasil was giving her a lift in his car.
Many people said they dated, but Marina refused to believe it.
She always defended her family.
Meanwhile, Olena Kurilova notices the school principal at the back entrance.
There was a scandal connected with you and Marina's husband. Did you and him have an affair?
No.
Then why was Marina so insanely jealous?
Yes, Marina was, but we talked. I told her Vasil wanted it, but I refused him because I respected Marina very much.
She didn't lie to me. She indeed never had a love affair with Vasil. However, the cards clearly showed that Marina's husband had someone on the side.
He had someone. I saw him talking on the phone with someone for a long time and texting a lot. Besides, and Marina herself told me, he had another woman. Her name's Olha.
So Vasil did have a mistress, and Marina found out about it?
Marina even said she wanted to send him to work abroad.
Marina understood everything. She sent her husband to work in another country to keep him away from his mistress.
According to the school principal, Vasil went to work abroad and thus broke up with his mistress. But Marina died 6 months later. If she really decided to commit suicide because of her husband's unfaithfulness, why didn't she do it right away?
Marina says, find the mirrored doors.
It's their gate. She died there.
The psychics and Marina's relatives go to the place where the tragedy occurred. Almost all the villagers have gathered near the Timkovich's house.
This is the house where Marina lived, and this is the mirrored gates.
Let me work here.
May I enter the house?
The past. A celebration. They had guests. A couple.
She looks that way. She's alone in the room, and she sees someone staring at her. She runs, but God! There was a knife here.
I see Marina. Marina runs. I see a man. And he meets her, and he seems hug her. Like this. Bam. An iron embraces.
But who is the man who embraced Marina before her death?
I hear a scream and then... You're not going anywhere. You won't say anything. Shut up. Shut up forever. Yaroslava. He killed her. A man. A man's hand with the knife.
What fell there?
We heard a loud bang in the house. A champagne bottle fell.
Wait.
It's incredible. There was no one in the house. There were no drafts or pets.
It was a sign from Marina.
Something is missing there.
Yes, the money is gone.
About $2,000.
So, a significant amount of money disappeared from the house. But why was the case closed as suicide then? Robbery seems to be a plausible motive for homicide.
That person took the money. Sit down, my dear.
Don't cry.
Our detective Katerina Malachenko, along with the lawyer hired by the victim's family, managed to obtain the case materials. The information is shocking.
There are facts that contradict the suicide theory. There were no fingerprints on the knife that killed Marina. She couldn't have stabbed herself and then wipe off the prints.
The project's detective urgently joins the psychic's investigation.
Katerina Malichenko.
Volodymyr. A traitor sat at the table with Marina that evening.
Do you feel someone leave through the door that night?
Through the front door? No one else left. She went out alone.
Who could murder her then?
If everyone was in the house and no one followed Marina out, then the killer wasn't one of the guests. So, who did it?
I'm going to work with water in front of the mirror. I need to see everything it witnessed.
And I'm going to look through the fire. She draws me here. She stands here by the window, watching. And you know what she sees? Her closest, dearest person flirting with another woman on the balcony. Marina knew her husband was constantly cheating on her. And of course, seeing him talking sweetly to another woman was the last straw.
A knife in the back, a stab from behind.
It seems the family realized who the man could have been sweetly talking to in front of his wife. It was Svitlana, the wife of Vasil's brother. She and her husband came to visit the Timkoviches that evening.
His brother's wife. He said he'd gone out on the balcony to smoke, but before that, he'd smoked in the house. I'm sure of that. He never went outside.
And Svitlana didn't smoke at all. I don't know what they were doing on that balcony.
Our expert decided to meet with Svitlana.
This wasn't suicide.
It's impossible. I'm a witness. I saw it all.
Did you see the moment she drove the knife into her heart?
It was by the gate. She had already changed in her robe.
If this woman is telling the truth, did Marina really kill herself? But then, why were there no fingerprints on the knife? And why was the murder weapon found next to the victim's left hand when she was right-handed? Is it possible that Svitlana's lying and it didn't happen that way?
And then I understood why I'd seen Marina on her knees with a chain wrapped around her neck in the morning. It was a clue. It meant that the woman was completely under her husband's control. Only on the last day of her life did she realize she wouldn't endure this humiliation any longer.
She's showing me. Here, the chain. Did the gold chain break like this?
Once he pushed her, Vasil pushed Marina, and her chain broke.
I told her several times, "My God, Marina, you have huge bruises. Where are they from?" She said she'd fallen, but she was beaten up badly.
Did Vasil, whom Marina loved with all her heart, beat her?
She's shouting, "No, that's it, I'm leaving." And he grabs the knife. I'm almost certain that Marina's husband killed her.
So, was it her husband? You yourself said that no one left the house.
He didn't leave the house.
He jumped out the window. A man jumping out of a window.
Svitlana told me she locked them out on that balcony.
I asked him why she locked the balcony door. He said he didn't know. I think it's because she might have seen something she didn't want to see between Vasil and Svitlana.
It's not high at all. You can simply swing your leg over this parapet and jump onto the boiler room roof.
Sure, you can do that. Do you mean Svitlana also jumped from the balcony?
No, Svitlana stayed on the balcony.
But if Svitlana stayed on the balcony, how could she have seen Marina stab herself? After all, the yard isn't visible from the balcony, as it's on the opposite side of the house.
He thought she would get scared if she saw him with the knife because she was always afraid.
At the table, Vasil smiled like a demon and said, "I will kill you."
We heard him say that when he was drunk. He said, "Would the family forgive me if I killed you?"
He said he was tired of living the way he was living.
Nadia, did you ever see your dad drunk? What was he like? Aggressive.
Yes, he didn't even talk to Mom normally, but he always yelled at her drunk.
She always told me she wanted to keep her family together so the kids would have a father.
She was trying to preserve her family at the cost of her own life. That explains everything. His quick departure and some... By the way, the money that disappeared from the dresser, where did it go?
We don't know.
Where? To bribe the cops.
I have almost no doubt that Marina's husband murdered her. He not only killed her, but also made it look like a suicide.
We'd like to thank you for helping us figure this out.
We need to talk to Svetlana because Svetlana is the primary witness.
Svetlana realized we won't drop this case. It will be publicized nationwide, and she might end up in prison. So, on the second attempt, she began to recall slightly different circumstances of Marina Timkovich's death.
Svetlana, did you see the exact moment when she killed herself?
I only saw it when he shouted, "Svetlana, look, there's blood."
Did you witness the moment she did it?
No, I didn't.
After the investigation by the psychics, I and Marina Timkovich's relatives requested 2 independent examinations. Marina couldn't have stabbed herself in the heart. The injuries found on her body are not characteristic of self-infliction. The criminal case has been reopened. We hope the person responsible for Marina's death will be sentenced.
It's hard to believe the husband killed his wife, who loved him so much, with his own hands and made it look like a suicide. A dark force from the other side has set its sights on a family. Don't miss out. A shocking discovery in the family house that brings death. This Ukrainian girl is Olha. She's 16. She came to the show with her mother, Marina. Their family has witnessed paranormal activity. Their car seems to be possessed by a ghost, and Olha was the first to witness it.
The car was in the yard when the music suddenly turned on. Then it rolled backward on its own.
For a moment, Olha froze, petrified.
Someone was sitting behind the wheel. I saw a silhouette in the car. I felt terrified.
Frightened, Olha called her parents.
The car was moving around the yard on its own.
Finally, the car stopped, as if someone hit the brakes. The stunned parents peered inside. The mysterious silhouette was gone, but the music was still playing. The family didn't know what to make of it, but a few days later, something strange happened to their car again. It seemed like a poltergeist had possessed it. Marina and her husband, Victor, were driving to the market when they suddenly saw they weren't alone in the car.
They saw someone sitting in the back seat, but when they turned around, there was no one there.
And the next moment, the car started skidding on its own.
It suddenly swerved into the oncoming traffic. I was in complete shock.
Only miraculously, Victor managed to avoid a collision with a massive truck.
I thought my children were going to be orphans.
Marina has 3 children and a loving husband. They live in a house in an ordinary village. However, lately, it's become frightening for the family to stay in their own home, as the strange entity has seemingly moved from their car into their house.
The door rattled by itself, as if someone was trying to break in. The floorboards creaked like someone was walking. I got panicked.
I saw a figure in the mirror, like someone had just passed by. I was terrified.
Not only the family sees the mysterious entity in their house, but also their friends and relatives.
I saw a shadow, and the next moment it was gone. It looked like a human silhouette. It's just chilling.
But one day, the malevolent force launched a full-blown attack.
I was in the kitchen, making dinner. My husband took the tractor and was cultivating the soil in the garden.
Suddenly, their younger son, 6-year-old Sasha, ran into the house, screaming madly.
He yelled, "Mom, Dad died." When I got out, I saw him all bloodied.
Fortunately, the man was alive. Later, he told his wife that he had crashed into a metal vine support, and the collision was almost fatal.
He was turning around when something threw the tractor, and it hit the pole hard. He injured his head badly. Had he hit his temple, he would have died instantly.
Victor was taken to the hospital with a severe head injury, but once he was back home, the entire family almost burned alive. For no reason, a stack of hay near the house, which the owners had prepared for their livestock for the winter, suddenly caught fire.
The firefighters worked from 10 p.m. to 7 in the morning to extinguish it.
The firefighters told us to thank God that we stayed alive. It was just terrible.
Marina is convinced that the evil force was sent to them by the woman who her husband used to work for as a personal driver, and who was allegedly in love with him.
Her name's Natalia. She liked him, and she didn't want him to be with me.
Marina was a widow when she started dating Victor. 6 months later, he proposed to her. One day, his fiancée brought him lunch at work, and he introduced her to his employer. And from the next day on, Natalia started blackmailing Marina by phone.
She said she would make sure I would never be with him. She cursed me.
Marina told Victor everything, and he quit his job immediately. After that, the couple moved to Marina's home village. She became pregnant with their third child. Victor found a new job, and for a while, they forgot about his former employer's threats, until they saw the silhouette in the car. They remembered that Victor's car had been kept in his employer's garage when he'd worked for her. Quite a strange coincidence. So, Marina wondered if the woman could have sent the evil spirit through the car.
We really need the psychics to come and help us.
Our experts Jana Shulikova and Rubina Tsibulska take on this mystical case.
After I worked with Marina's photo, I had a dream about a young woman. She was tied to a vehicle by her neck. I can't recall her face, but she was weeping and shouting, "I can't take it anymore, they're all suffering because of me."
Wait, the entity first showed itself through the car. Could someone have bound a spirit to their car?
I don't know. But that girl then said something utterly strange. "When you see the child in the coffin, look behind it."
Could she mean one of Marina's children? Does it mean we'll have to attend a funeral? My mirror shows Marina at a cemetery. Strangely, there are police officers around her, and there's some kind of package at her feet. What is it? It's an infant.
An infant?
A while later, the psychics are in the village where the family lives. Marina's children are at school, and her husband is away on a business trip, so she's waiting for the experts with her mother, who lives nearby.
Hello.
Hello?
Please come in.
You have a suspicion about where this all came from. And you suspect a woman.
Yes.
Let's sort it out.
My mirror is showing a woman. She's not very tall, a bit plump, dark-haired, and older than you.
That's his ex-employer, Natalia.
She's still longing for him.
A lovesick woman can do many foolish things like cast a spell or bind a spirit.
Where does Natalia live?
It's 150 kilometers from here.
It's too far.
Do you have her photo?
No.
Marina and her husband even deleted this woman's phone number from their contact lists.
The only way out was to tune in to Natalia through Marina. Threats. A good woman. When I tune in to the time when it all happened, I see pictures of your past. Looks like your husband found you online.
That's true.
Marina says she and Victor started communicating on social media 7 years ago.
He said, "I'll come to you," and I was, of course, very happy.
He's not your first husband, but he's your first true love.
Yes.
It turned out that Marina met Victor when she was in high school. She went to a disco, and he asked her to dance, and then walked her home.
He walked me home, and then it started raining. We ran together like two little kids. So, yes, it's probably true.
I see your relationship lasted for a few months.
Later, he was drafted into the army, and we parted ways.
Your relationship ended because of some rumors.
People told me he had a wife. My friends told me that.
At the time, Marina didn't know she had been lied to, and because of that lie, she lost so many years. Marina stopped answering Victor's calls and letters, and all the time until he found her on social media, she thought he was a traitor.
But in reality, he had no wife.
He didn't.
And he loved you all those years.
He loved me madly.
It's indeed the love of your entire life.
This is absolutely true.
But the woman Victor worked for didn't like it at all.
She's offended, but she never resorted to magic. She never did anything to bind this otherworldly force to you.
Then what is it?
A metal flower stand suddenly fell over. No one was home.
I saw the spirit of the girl who came to me in my dream the night before the investigation. The one who I saw tied to a vehicle by her neck. Look, the girl. She's dead.
I'm cold.
I could barely make out the spirit's features, and she was indeed giving off a freezing cold. She's exhausted, and she's saying something.
What?
Always together. After death.
What does it mean?
She disappeared.
Is the threat coming from her?
I don't know, but it's definitely related to what's happening in your family.
Look, can we work inside the house?
Sure thing.
I'm scared.
For a moment, I heard a knock above my head. But at that moment, I didn't understand that it was a sign. The cards told me that the supernatural force was coming into the family because of an object.
Suddenly, a spirit of a young, fair-haired man appeared behind Marina. The man I see now is around 30. He's fair-haired, thin, and tall.
My first husband, Ruslan.
A car crash?
Yes, he died.
There's an item that connects you to him. It's like a thread between the worlds of the living and the dead.
I put my comb in his coffin. When he died, my mother-in-law said, "We need to comb his hair." I had a small plastic comb in my bag. I combed his hair and put it in the coffin.
Oh my goodness.
You're not supposed to do that at all. Thus, you could bind a deceased person to yourself.
I didn't know that.
So, is the object the psychics mentioned really Marina's comb?
Is it him who's haunting us?
Why would Marina's first husband haunt her?
Before he died, he said, "I'm dying, and I don't want you to get married again."
If he's jealous, he might come back and take revenge. Because Marina got married again.
He was extremely jealous.
He felt that you didn't love him as strongly as he loved you. Surely you felt affection and gratitude for his love and care, but he loved you to the point of obsession. You couldn't forget your first love and always loved Victor.
It's true.
But you were a good wife. I see your first husband bedridden, but you were always by his side. You never left him.
Yes, he spent 10 months in the hospital.
After the terrible crash,
Marina understood that a person with a spinal fracture was unlikely to ever walk again. Nevertheless, she was willing to spend her life taking care of him, even in a wheelchair. But a miracle didn't happen.
his spirit is behind you now.
Yes, I feel a chill behind me.
He's grateful that you were with him until the end.
Until the end?
The spirit of Marina's first husband doesn't pose a threat to her. He's not the force that's bothering you. Did you hear the rumble?
The noise came from the street. I didn't understand what it was.
I saw the girl from my dream in the window.
Let's go.
Here she is.
Who is she?
She's so pale and she's trying to say something. Promised. Find. What? Above your head? I could only make out separate words, and I didn't understand what the girl was trying to tell me. But then she showed me a picture. A man, a mother, and 3 children. The family is happy together.
Is the danger coming from her?
Probably. There's something that's attracting her here.
Who is this mysterious young woman from the afterlife? And how is she connected to the family?
I decided to ask the cards. It looks that the thread is somehow connected to a child. The child is dead. The child seems to be the reason why Marina's family became a victim of the supernatural force. I see a little girl. Her hair is fair, and her eyes are blue.
That's my deceased daughter.
Did you have another daughter?
Yes, she had sky blue eyes.
What was her name?
Olha. She got sick when she was almost 12 and she died when she was 14.
This is horrific. What killed her?
The doctor said it was lupus.
However, it turned out that the serious autoimmune disease was just one of the diagnoses the doctors gave the girl. Unfortunately, they failed to figure out the precise source of the schoolgirl's disease. But it all started with strange red spots on her leg.
She said, "Mom, my leg really hurts." She showed me her leg and there were spots on it. Then she told me, "It hurts so much I can't step on it."
The treatment prescribed did not yield any results. The girl often fell into a coma, but the doctors couldn't understand why.
They couldn't find anything. They treated her for 2.5 years. The professor said, "Be patient. Maybe her young body will overcome it." And so we hoped for that.
But eventually, Olha died.
I thought that maybe the dead child because of whom the killer spirit was coming was Marina's deceased sister. We had to properly tune in to Olha. I hear her now. She's reciting a poem.
She wrote poems.
Maya says her elder daughter was incredibly talented from a very young age.
She loved drawing.
I see her playing an instrument.
The guitar.
At that moment, I heard a strange sound, like a string breaking. It was a sign. I had a feeling that something terrible was associated with the guitar.
We had to tune in to the girl's spirit through her mother.
Wait. I see her walking through a cemetery. She seems to be wandering there, picking flowers and placing them on graves.
Yes, she would do it.
But why did she go there?
She simply liked the cemetery.
Marina's sister was a very creative person, and such teenagers like to be alone, in silence, and so they often go to mystical places. The cause of her illness wasn't medical, but mystical.
This is what we were told.
It turns out that after Olha's first checkup, one of the doctors told her mother something absolutely strange.
The doctor said, "You know, it's not a disease she has, it's a curse. You need to find a mighty sorceress to save your daughter before it's too late." So we found that old woman and she said, "The soil in front of your house is dead."
According to the sorceress, it was grave soil. Maya thought that Olha might have stepped on that soil while cleaning the windows. It was just a day before she fell ill.
My husband called me and showed me that there was indeed soil scattered there.
They threw the soil out of the yard, but of course, this did not help Olha.
This is so terrible.
It happened more than 20 years ago, but the sorrow still hasn't left this woman. Is Marina's late sister really involved in what's happening to her family? And who could have scattered the cemetery soil on their property?
Did you have conflicts with anybody?
There was one old woman.
Maya says her late neighbor was very quarrelsome.
At some point, she cursed me, saying, "May you never see the light of the day."
I thought it was probable that her elder daughter died and her younger daughter was suffering because of that cemetery soil.
My mirror is showing me that you settled here after your daughter's death.
Yes.
Where's the house where you used to live in?
It's not far from here.
We need to check it.
This is where we found the soil.
Olha's parents bought the house where they live now only after her death because they couldn't stand seeing their daughter's grave in the nearby cemetery from the windows of their old home.
I cried. I couldn't look at it.
Maya says she didn't even care about the money she could earn by selling this house. As such, it still stands abandoned.
Let us work here to find out if it was indeed a death curse.
Look, the soil isn't from the cemetery.
Your neighbor indeed brought it.
It appears she only did it to threaten you. But it was ordinary soil.
It didn't kill your daughter.
Then what did it?
I see a young woman at the cemetery. She places a small package, wrapped with black threads, crosswise on the grave. Wait. I see this package in your daughter's hands.
Yes. After her death, we were preparing for the 9-day ceremony. We were cleaning her room. And my husband brought me the guitar and said, "Look what's in the guitar."
Whose guitar was it?
Olha's. She played it.
And what did you find inside it?
A package. It was tied up with thick black threads that formed a cross. My husband took it and threw into the fire.
Did you unwrap it?
No, it was tied up. But it's been tormenting me ever since. I can't stop thinking who did that.
A shocking revelation. But who and why would place a deadly package inside the girl's guitar?
It seems a woman placed this item on the grave to have it charged with the energy of the dead for some ritual of her own. And your daughter found that bundle when she was at the cemetery. It piqued her curiosity, and she brought it home.
So she brought it herself, right?
She hid it in her guitar so no one would find it, but she probably forgot about it.
Dear God.
Ola had no idea how dangerous that thing was. That's what took your daughter, slowly killing her.
She suffered terribly.
So, could the evil charm found in the late Olha's guitar also pose a danger to her sister, Marina?
Suddenly, my mirror showed me a picture. I see you at the cemetery, and there are uniformed people with you, and an infant lies dead at your feet. What is this, Marina?
The shocking investigation continues. A supernatural entity has launched a hunt for a family. Don't miss out. A shocking discovery from the family house that brings death. In the previous episode, Marina Shelelyo from Ukraine asked the psychics for help, claiming she was desperate.
We really need the psychics to come and help us. Please save my family and my children.
The mother of 3 is certain that a ghost is haunting her family, trying to kill them. First, it appeared in their car, and Marina and her husband barely avoided a wreck.
They saw someone sitting in the back seat, but when they turned around, there was no one there.
It suddenly swerved into the oncoming traffic. I was in complete shock.
Then the evil spirit attacked Marina's husband while he was cultivating the soil in their garden with a tractor.
Something suddenly threw the tractor. He injured his head badly.
The man was hospitalized with a severe head injury, but as soon as he returned home, the whole family almost burned alive.
The firefighters worked from 10 p.m. to 7 in the morning to extinguish it.
Marina suspected that the woman for whom her husband used to work as a driver and who was allegedly in love with him had sent the ghost to harm them.
She said she would make sure I would never be with him.
However, the psychics dismissed this theory.
She didn't do it. It's not her.
Then what kind of force is threatening us?
I had a dream about a young woman. She was tied to a vehicle by her neck. She was exhausted, saying, "Always together after death." Separate words.
The psychics think it is connected to a deceased child.
That child seems to be the reason why Marina's family became victims of the supernatural force.
The psychics found that Marina's elder sister, Olha, had brought a package from the cemetery as a teenager. And the necrotic energy of that package took her life. Could the same curse be threatening Marina now?
If only we could work with that package, but it was destroyed a long time ago. and we may never know what was inside. The cards told me that the supernatural force haunting the family had nothing to do with the cemetery item.
Maya, Olha's spirit is here with us now, standing between you. She touched your shoulder, Marina. Do you feel her hand?
Yes.
She's embracing you both.
I feel warmth.
She says, Mom, I didn't know it would all turn out this way. Forgive me.
Olha, we miss you so much. Living without you is unbearable.
I miss her badly.
And then the dead girl I'd seen before the investigation emerged. She's showing me that she too had a sister. She's trying to tell me something about her sister, for she says, wrote, suffering, and my sister is dead.
What's that supposed to mean?
The cards are showing me a family and a restless spirit.
Have you disturbed someone after death?
No.
Let me hold your hand, Marina. I see you at the cemetery and there are uniformed people with you. And a dead infant lies at your feet. What is this, Marina?
Whose infant? Did you find it?
Yes.
She called the police immediately.
Did you find a dead baby at the cemetery?
A woman's husband had died. A year later, when they were preparing his grave to put a gravestone on it, they found a strange bundle.
It turned out that the woman was cleaning her husband's grave that morning and found something strange buried in the ground.
She looked and saw something that looked like a piece of cloth. She said she didn't understand what it was at first, but she was too afraid to approach it.
The terrified woman called Marina and her mother. They all ran to the cemetery. They dug up the ground with a spade, and all three of them almost fainted, seeing what it was.
There was a bundle. We unfolded it, and there was a baby inside it.
My God.
It was tiny. A newborn.
I got so terrified.
It's simply horrifying. Who could have buried a newborn baby in the man's grave?
I still see it before my eyes, lying on its stomach, just as it was when we found it. So I decided to call the police immediately.
This is so awful.
The police arrived and took the baby's body.
They packed it into a box and drove away in the car, but they eventually closed the case. We still don't know who did it, or at least the baby's gender.
Neither Marina nor her mother was ever called as witnesses in this horrific case. The women suspect that the police were simply unable to identify the perpetrator of this terrible crime.
I'd seen that the danger to the family came because of a dead child.
Could it be the spirit of the man from the grave coming to you, Marina, because you disturbed it when you dug up the ground? We need to go to the cemetery to work at that grave where you found the baby. Let's go there.
This grave. There used to be a mound before they installed the gravestone.
I sense the anger of the man buried in this grave. He's showing me visions. I see a young woman. She's not local. She's walking through the cemetery and seems to be looking for something. She finds this grave. She has an infant wrapped in a blanket in her hands. It's a boy. Oh my goodness. The mother is strangling her son, thinking he's dead.
No, no, no.
But when she buried the baby, he was still alive. How could she even do that?
What a monster.
It's beyond comprehension. The mother killed her newborn son and then dumped him in a stranger's grave that she would never visit again.
A beast.
It's not the mother. It's a monster. I don't even know how someone could do that to a baby. But why would the woman do that?
The cards show me love and unfaithfulness.
Did her man cheat on her?
Yes, he left her pregnant. She didn't know what to do with the baby. She decided that she didn't need the baby in her life. But look what it led to. The spirit of the man buried here avenged on her because she's no longer among the living. The spirit of the man buried there never haunted Marina. He searched for the mother who murdered her baby and appeared to everyone who disturbed his grave. I was certain that the deadly danger to the entire family was connected to the dead girl I kept seeing.
But who is the young woman whose spirit, according to Jana Shulikova, is threatening Marina's family?
Do you hear that?
Jana what?
It sounds like a woman's voice. It's very, very quiet. House. House. Go back to the house.
Is this the girl from your dream?
She says she's been giving me signs, but I didn't understand them. I must have overlooked something. I heard a knocking above our heads when we were in the house. I should have searched upstairs, but I couldn't even imagine what those people kept in their home. We need to work on it.
Yes.
At that moment, I heard a whisper. It was the voice of the dead girl again.
What's she saying?
The dead child above you.
What does it mean?
But where? 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 I feel it's somewhere here.
We are at a loss. What is the clairvoyant trying to find?
What's up there?
The attic.
Do you have a ladder?
We do, yes.
The ladder is old. The crew members support the clairvoyant. Marina and her mother look confused. They say they don't store anything in the attic.
Watch out.
Oh my!
Be careful. Jana, what do you see?
A dead child.
What? A dead child in the attic?
A photo.
A photo?
A child in a coffin covered with flowers.
Look.
Indeed, a dead little girl in a coffin. Lord, looking at this photo gives me goosebumps. Is this your picture?
No, it's the previous owners.
Marina's mother says they bought the house from an elderly woman who had long moved to another town. And this family photograph was the only thing left from the former owners.
We found it later. My husband did it when he climbed there.
Yeah, during the renovation.
He was covering the cracks and he saw the photo. But we decided not to touch it.
All the time we've lived in this house, the photo has been up there in the attic. We thought, what harm could a photo do?
But why did the girl's spirit lead me to this old photograph? And then I remembered what the cards had told me. It seems that the threat to Marina's family is somehow connected with a child. And I understood that the dead girl from the photo was the one shown to me in my dream. I see the girl. She has fair hair and blue eyes.
Who's the girl in the coffin?
I believe she was the daughter of the woman we bought the house from. Here she is, sitting with her husband.
Marina's mother doesn't know much about this family. The elderly locals who she showed the photo remembered that the parents had 3 or 4 children, but no one recalls why their little daughter died.
Our neighbors said their child had passed away, but no one knows what happened to her.
The card showed me that the danger to Marina's family was linked to the death of the girl in the photograph. I was confused. What did the girl from my dream have to do with all of this?
Is this girl's spirit coming to our house?
Look, my mirror is showing me scenes from the life of this family in the photo. A father, a mother, and children. They're walking in the forest, picking mushrooms. I hear their laughter. This family is like a single entity. They can't be without one another, but tragedy struck their home.
Sudden death. The child died from some illness, something with her head. Probably meningitis or something like that.
The little one couldn't be saved, and it was a terrible tragedy for the family. But it's not the girl's spirit who's haunting you. Jana, wait. Remember what the girl from your dream said. You told me this morning.
When you see the child in the coffin, look what's behind it. The parents.
Her parents are behind it. Could they be the root of the problem?
However, I felt I needed to look for something else. And then it dawned on me. Behind it meant on the other side of the photo. That's where the answer is. Wait.
Give me a knife or something sharp. Hurry.
Marina, bring something.
Just a moment. What's behind it? And what's inside?
Everyone's holding their breath.
I don't believe it. There's something written there.
We will all be with you after death.
We promise. Always yours. Your mom, dad, brother, and sister. Did you see this inscription before? Did you know about it?
No, how could we?
No.
Of course not. Who would look there?
It's so creepy. We had no idea there was a message written on the other side of the photo. The discovery was so shocking.
I sense that the supernatural entity keeps coming to your home because of this photograph.
Oh.
I'm stunned. Keeping a photo of strangers in your home, especially with a deceased person in it.
But how could we know? How could we know what it is?
Clearly, both women are shocked. But what does all this mean? What is the connection between the message on the opposite side of the photo and what's happening to Marina's family?
The handwriting seems to be a woman's. The girl's mother wrote this.
You'd think there's nothing so scary about these words. But I felt that the promise made by the family members in their tears of pain to the dead girl had become a fatal oath.
And its consequences were horrifying. I see a young woman. She's tied to a vehicle with a rope.
Is it the girl from your dream?
She was tied to the vehicle by her neck.
You saw her spirit all day today. Who is she? What's her connection to the message on the photo? And why is she tied to a vehicle?
I see the vehicle better now. It's big, something like a truck or a van. I see the girl approaching it. She's in such shock and she hangs herself.
How? On the truck? What are you talking about?
That's the daughter of the woman from the photo.
The second daughter of the former owner of the house? Did she kill herself?
Yes.
That's just horrifying. Wait, I see that she did it because of her husband's unfaithfulness.
Yes, he cheated on her.
The terrible story told by the women stunned everyone. Marina and her mother learned about the tragedy that happened to the ex-owner's daughter from their common acquaintances.
So she got married and lived with her husband. And one day, while he was at work, someone told her that he was cheating on her.
They told her he'd been seen in a field with another woman in his truck.
And she decided to check it. She came and saw her husband with his mistress in the truck, but said nothing. And then she simply hanged herself right on the side of the truck, in which her husband and his mistress were.
She couldn't bear what she'd seen. What a nightmare.
Yes, she loved him a lot.
What was her name?
Tonia.
Is it her?
Yes.
She was the sister of the girl in the coffin. She did it when she grew up. Wait, I sense that their mother lost another child.
She also had a son. He was murdered.
Did this happen before his sister's suicide?
Yes. This woman, was preparing to send him to the army. He went somewhere to the border with Moldova, and there he was killed.
I was stunned by the story of the family in all the photograph. The mother buried her 3 children, and it turned out that her husband had also been long gone.
It's absolutely awful, but how does all this relate to Marina and her family? Why are their lives in mortal danger? And what does the message on the photo have to do with it?
The card said that it was the spirit of the girl who committed suicide that posed the mortal danger to Marina's family.
And then I realized everything. It's all about her suicide and the oath we found on the photo. It said that after death, all the family members would be together. But that's impossible. When the girl killed herself, her soul remained in this world forever. Do you understand that the spirits of her little sister, brother, and father were forced to return to her in the living world, all because of the oath they took?
They're suffering because they can't go.
Their souls are at the place where she took her life.
And the dead girl herself is in great distress. She regrets losing her life and doesn't want her loved ones to suffer because she loves them very much. She cried and screamed, "I can't stand it anymore. They're all suffering because of me."
So she's coming to this house, but not to harm you. You hear steps in the attic, don't you?
Yes.
Her spirit is trying to show you the photo. She wants you to destroy it, to break the oath forever.
The girl was trying to tell me all day that the whole issue was with this photograph and the message on it, but I only heard fragments and didn't understand her.
She doesn't wish you harm, but the necrotic energy of her spirit carries mortal danger to you.
Help us. Save our family.
Please.
We need to perform a ritual so she won't bother you anymore.
The psychics ask to bring their ritual items.
Using fire and blessed candles, we summoned the spirit of the suicidal girl so she would know we want to help her. She's standing between us and you.
Tonya, please, let go of us. Don't harm my children. Go.
We burned the photo and broke the oath. The spirits of the girl's relatives were no longer bound to this world.
I feel a chill.
Yes, the chill.
She's gone.
You know you can also help her, pray for her. Perhaps you will be heard and she will be released from this world.
I finally feel at peace. Thank you.
Thank you.